All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Zoku Owarimonogatari, Episode 1. So, we've finished the story.
Right.
But
so
there's more.
There's more. These are the last episodes of Monogatari.
Only six left.
This is some kind of, like, end cap, I would say.
I'm
some
guessing.
Kind of final little bit to add to the end there. We looked up Zoku to see what it means, and it was a little confusing. I wasn't able to tell exactly what it means, but it seemed to be referring to family, potentially. So maybe there's some kind of thing with Araragi's family involved.
I would
in
love
this
that.
arc.
Like, I don't think we've ever really seen his whole family just hanging out together. Like, we saw
cool.
Mamoragi that one time, and that was
Right.
awesome. And then the Fire Sisters have been on the back burner
present.
for most of the story, but yeah, we did.
But they're present. At the very least, yeah.
Exactly.
Compared to his mom and dad, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is, basically the last bit. So if they choose to have, another aberration or something like that, that could be brought up as a problem, it would be interesting to see who it would be,
Revolving around,
or revolving around. Yeah.
Maybe Ogi's new form, like possibly, or maybe it'd just be like slice of life antics with the Araragi family.
That would be really cool too.
I would love that.
I would really love to see personally just a true drawn out epilogue of just going, where are they now? What are they doing now?
Sure.
And then just have them hanging out and sharing conversations and life together and stuff.
That'd be great.
Araragi did save Ogi. So at this point, it'd be really cool to see what their dynamic together is.
Yeah.
But other than that, y'all, without further ado, let's get into it. All right, everyone, we're going to be starting the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now.
Right.
Oh. Okay, so we're going to talk about something else. Okay.
Okay.
A dubious perspective. Huh. Yeah. Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All these characters.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Sort of bonus. Okay.
Sweet.
Okay, take it seriously. All right. Even though it is a dubious future
Right.
or dubious perspective. Okay. Oh.
This is Araragi singing, isn't it?
Yeah. The continuation to the dream.
Yeah.
The dark side of the moon. Have you ever seen? Oh, it's in reverse. Cool.
Right. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the dark side of the moon? Gotcha. So that's the classic Araragi or Ogi riding the bike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, this is interesting. So, your possibilities, my possibilities. I'm really good at reading backwards.
Koyomi reverse.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
Oh.
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 Ah.
Such was the verdict, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, life continues after high school. It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all you could. Is this going back in time?
Yeah.
Whoa. Cool. What's Ogi doing there? Aw, Shinobu.
You get to choose.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun sort of limbo. The cops sort of interrogate me, and aren't his parents cops
Right,
and
cops.
stuff? So it's like,
Yeah.
what do I do if my parents have expectations?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's odd.
Is this our dubious perspective, or...
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Huh. All right.
Let's see where this takes you.
Into a mirror world.
Yeah. An alternate reality. Possibly.
Oh.
Oh. Wait. Is that a vampire trait thing?
Or maybe
No
it's
running
that
water?
Well, I think it was that he accidentally turned it to hot rather than cold.
Yeah.
Which is a flip, right?
Okay. And her words are inverted.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And this is a younger Karen. Right.
Huh. No.
High school students.
But you can interpret it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that you're in.
Now that you're
undies.
actually
Right.
in your undies,
Right.
then you tell him to get out.
Yep.
But Tsukihee looks like the regular age.
Yeah.
Or wait.
Or no.
Or no, she's older. Oh, okay.
Right. This whole thing is rather strange, so still trying to figure it out. Make observations.
Reversed.
Whoa. Okay. Well, they've emphasized that aspect for a while, but... Oh!
So how's Yotsuki gonna be different?
Wait,
Wait!
what?
This is very different.
That is amazing. Yeah. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah,
so.
if Araragi was in any doubt of whether something was up before, he can
Yeah.
be sure now. It's terrifying. Go back. Go back.
Oh my god.
Ah, okay. Thank you. Thanks for bringing that up.
He's like, I can't take this anymore.
Just storms out.
Yeah. Save me!
Right.
True.
Now, that could be because she's sleeping because it's daytime. Mm-hmm. But it could also maybe be something else.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yep.
yes.
There's no way she would be changed. Yes, almighty indeed. The supreme deity.
She's going to play hardball.
Yep. I mean, she told you how to summon her before. Like, you have to do quite a few ridiculous things, but...
Ah, yes. So original.
Right.
It's truly brilliant. Wait, is... Okay.
And...
Oh, yeah.
Ah! Yes, I want it. Oh my gosh.
Grown up Hachikuji?
Oh! Oh my god!
Wow. How
Oh
the
my
turns have
God.
tabled.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh my God. Wow. Completed
yeah.
version.
Fully reversed.
Yep. Yes, yes.
Indeed, it is sun now.
The prism thing is a really cool transition. 21 years old. Oh. Excuse me, young lady.
Right.
No more kamimashite, but just...
Wow.
Yeah. So there hasn't been a change in time. Cool. Let's see what's going on. Oh, they're all inverted, yeah.
Yeah. It was terrifying.
Yep.
And what about you?
That's the question.
Maybe because he's no longer a high school student?
Yeah, but that's not a trait, really. It's something small. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Whoa, cool.
Okay. You've changed.
Yeah. Wait.
Oh. Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait, are we really going here? Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
All right. Oh.
Hachikuji giving Araragi a head pat.
Yeah.
What would Mirror Senjigahara be like?
The shrine. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Shinobu was involved a lot in that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because there was an event that somehow...
Okay.
And thus nothing is. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Really? All right.
Which means there's a limited capacity to this world, and it can be left. It can be... Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fans spinning different directions.
Fans, ogies.
Oh, sure. And I guess they're more like windmills? I don't know. From the opposite world. So you need to be able to communicate somehow.
Overpowered character. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That is
Oh,
that's a good point.
that is assuming that Araragi doesn't exist in that world still. Wow. Nice.
Okay. That could take a while.
Yeah. Hmm.
Wait. Is this referencing Koyomi when they were
Well, that's the only time we were in that bath.
Yeah, yeah. Seeing the reflections and everything.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So we could maybe have a way to communicate then?
I'm guessing.
Because that was the little mini episode. That was really fun to kind of get that time with Kambaru and Araragi.
Seeing the reflection of your soulmate, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in the water. Yeah. Okay. Huh. So it's an aberrative, like it's an aberration in the sense that it is changing the way that Araragi perceives the world.
Right.
It's actually an entirely different world in a way, but
yeah.
Huh.
And so far, the only potential connection that I can think of is just the fact that he's, it's the whole thing of, okay, what am I now? I'm not a high school student, but I'm not in college, so,
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. This is not what I expected.
Not me either, but okay.
Let's get Araragi some reflection.
Again. There is a mirror world out there.
Yep.
And yeah, this is Araragi, just self-reflecting.
And as far as like the mechanics for it and stuff, I like the whole idea of like, oh, Shinobu's not there because she's a vampire. She doesn't have a reflection. And it's another way to basically just be like, hey, let's take all these characters you know and love and just throw them into different circumstances and situations. And Yotsuki is being overly expressive, and isn't that terrifying?
Funny, it's hilarious, it's scary, yeah. And then we get 21-year-old Hachikuji. It's awesome.
Gets to play all the pranks and stuff on Araragi. See how you like it. Yeah,
exactly. I straight up, when I saw that Hachikuji wasn't showing up immediately, I was gonna say, watch, she's gonna leap out at him and tackle him. And she basically did. There you go.
Yeah. She did not disappoint.
Did not disappoint. Okay, so the beginning of the episode, though, seems to be the thing that we need to make sure we keep in mind throughout this this little segment here, however long the actual time spent in the mirror world goes. Because there might be some time spent out of it, kind of reflecting on the potential self-reflection. Is that this is a continuation of the end, a bonus story, but it is a dubious perspective. It is something that isn't necessarily something that has to have
what was it? It was an improbable future.
Yeah. So this could be an AU via Araragi just kind of thinking about things. And the fact that he spent a lot of his mental and emotional energy thinking about post-graduation life as being this really scary, kind of nerve-wracking thing where he'd have to explain to the cops, his parents,
when they interrogate him.
Why don't you have a job? Why don't you have everything figured out?
Yep.
So he's, how do I figure things out? And, potentially he goes, internal and looks for a solution. And, thus, these characters have been so lovely in helping him, and how he's been able to help them has helped him. So they could be in some ways like little angles on his own way of looking at things, to where, he's like, I need to consult all the...
And
all those of my past,
And, Shinobu and Hachikuji are two great places to start.
That is true. So, it's true. Unfortunately, Shinobu, you're kind of out of luck there, because vampires don't have reflections. So
and that's a
bummer.
That really is a fun thing of like, hey, okay, but because Shinobu is the one that's the most connected to Araragi, so in a situation like this, how do you make it really feel like Araragi is sort of alone in that sense? Because even though he has the other people here he can talk to, most of them are different enough in some way that he feels like he can't necessarily connect to them, or they can't help him, right? With Hachikuji being the big exception because she is a god, right? But Shinobu, no. She's out of the story for a very good reason, but then she's also the way that he could potentially get out. Because,
and that is a guess based on Hachikuji's experience with Araragi in the past with regards to the time travel shenanigans.
Because she's just so OP. Yeah.
Yeah,
There was
exactly.
a lot of fourth wall breaking
a
this episode.
lot of fourth wall
Which
breaking.
makes sense given the fact that Araragi literally went into a mirror, so he kind of broke one wall,
Yeah,
if you will.
He broke the dimensions of his own bounded field, if you will.
Yes. So
there you
having
go.
things like, oh, how does this tie in? How does this tie into Hana? You know.
Yeah, that was with Tadatsuri, the guy who basically was saying that he like why was it Hachikuji saying that?
No,
Or was it
I believe it was Yotsuki.
Yotsuki saying like how is it that he could float when that was his curse that he couldn't touch the ground.
Yep.
It's like, well, he was in hell, so he wasn't actually really dead or something like that.
But man, Yotsuki was just terrifying. She also looked like she was older. I'm not sure because she's often just like sitting down. But yeah, once we got the idea of like, oh, okay, something's off here, right? We've got switcheroos happening. It's like, Yotsuki, what are we in for here? And I want to wipe my eyes.
Yeah.
I
love it.
Like,
I think it's cursed, but it's amazing.
It's cursed. I love like sort of the design change and all of that stuff. Like the outfit's really cool, but seeing Yotsugi actually do these kinds of exaggerated expressions, I'm just like, what is happening?
Also, I just realized I conflated a bit the whole Tadatsuri thing with the last scene of Hana Monogatari.
Mm-hmm.
What was the last scene that was bringing up there? So talking about the last scene of Owari?
I
that's
believe
supposed
so.
to lead into Tsuruga Devil?
Right, I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's okay, we finished the story. This is going to lead into Hana somehow, and that is what we would expect of this part, but psych, nope, not the case.
no, well, okay, hold on.
Okay,
Actually,
it could.
hold on. One of the things that always amazed me about Araragi and Tsuruga Devil was he seemed to have achieved Zen.
Yes,
This
that
might
is true.
be the point at which he goes inside and reaches a state of calm, if you will, regarding his future.
Uh-huh.
So, in some ways, this might be the lead-in to Tsuruga Devil, aka
could
Hana
be.
Monogatari.
So there was a joke that I almost made during the reaction, and I
Yeah.
was like, no. Because when we saw Araragi looking at himself in the mirror, there was
Right.
something about his hair that seemed like maybe just a little bit longer, sort of it covered his face a little bit more than
I
usual.
noticed that too.
And I was like, is this how they're going to show like how he got the idea of I'm going to grow out my hair?
Yeah.
But also, if he is trapped in a mirror world, theoretically, he talked about like waiting in
spent
his
some
room and things
time
like
in
that.
there.
If he does some kind of like the equivalent of either watching the mirror or meditating in his room or whatever, if he is just
His hair just naturally
if
grows
he is
out.
actually just reflecting,
Right.
on all of this, right? Then yeah, his hair could just naturally grow out, and maybe it could just end up being this joke. Now, I wasn't the biggest fan of Araragi's hair in Hana, so
I was.
So take this with a grain of salt, right? A very big grain of salt.
Lots
But-
of salt.
Yes, but what if it's something where basically this happens and then he meets with Tsuruga in Hana and it's great and he has the long hair and then it's the right after that then he goes to get his haircut because he's like, yep, I just got done with that
Right.
that whole big deal and now my hair's all crazy, but gonna get it all chopped off now.
Yeah, I gotta say, one of the things that makes me really excited for this like final arc, even though it's like
the post final arc.
Yeah, but it's like it's post the final bit of the story, like the end, but it's also before Hana Monogatari. So
Right.
it's the end. Anyway, but the point is that one of the things that's always been like on my mind just throughout this story, just in general, is with regards to Araragi's perspective on things.
Okay.
And I don't really want to go too much into this in general, but this is just something that this premise for a conflict just brought up again in my mind, was the idea that Araragi had been seeing the world slightly off. And maybe because of the resolution of a lot of things that happened in Owarimonogatari,
Yeah.
he's now actually seeing things a little bit just differently. And it's
New perspective.
It's an over-exaggeration with regards to a lot of the things, like Karin being like, way smaller. Like
and not just way smaller, like way younger.
Younger,
it's not like she just all of a sudden shrunk,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, like, other things like, Hachikuji being, 10 years older or something like that. Those kinds of things, and Yotsuki being almost an entirely different character.
Yep.
But those kinds of things, I think, are more just drawing the point in that when you grow up and there's the death of the boy, you kind of shift perspectives a lot to see things from the point of view of an adult.
Sure.
So you're like, oh, okay. This is something that is more true to how I really have been seeing things all along. But because he's been so in conflict with regards to things like with Ogi, maybe this is him having a little bit of opportunity to be like, do I want to change my perspectives on a lot of things?
Yeah.
Like, this might be an active choice rather than some kind of necessarily, because I think it could also be this, but it doesn't necessarily have to be this, but like some kind of escape from, wanting to grow up, basically. And this is his last, like, no, I want to go in and look around at things, but I feel like it's more on the reflection side of things.
Right. It feels to me like he's getting his bearings. Like,
Yeah.
I like that this is here because Owari season 2, right? Excellent. It ends. Ogi is defeated and saved and all of that stuff. It's wonderful. But this has been a very long story, right? Like this has been a very long story, right?
Yeah.
So even just from the episode, perspective, or from the I'm guessing, the light novel perspective or whatever,
sure.
the story content amount of time that we have.
Yeah.
That was a fast resolution, right? Because there was a lot of build up to the climactic moment of facing Ogi, you are me, and saving her, right? But after that, there wasn't too much. It's sort of the, okay, let's touch base with the characters, but then that's kind of it.
Yeah.
But getting something like this where we get to see, okay, Araragi, you've just undergone a huge change, right? You are now an adult, right? You are not a high schooler anymore, all of this good stuff.
Right. But you don't necessarily feel like one or something
Exactly,
like that.
right. So how do you feel about that?
Right.
What kind of person, I feel like the Owari stuff as the end, right? It was the giving up of the old, right? And now maybe this is where he's sort of taking on the new,
so he's in a limbo state right now,
Exactly.
where he's literally in a limbo world where everything is strange and weird, and he's
different,
not comfortable with it, and it's something that's demanding in some ways. This is another way to look at it. It might be demanding that he shift his perspective on some things.
Because if he doesn't, he will stay stuck here forever.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
That's another way you could look at it, where the exciting thing about this is that Araragi is the linchpin of the whole thing. Like, everyone else seems to be okay with this world there. And that's probably one of the scariest things about going into adulthood, is that you feel super alone coming into this new world where everyone else seems to have everything figured out. And maybe that is a little bit of way of inferring which inversions went which way. The idea that Hachikuji, the one that's basically wise beyond her years, went older, and Karin, the one who's holding on to the childlike, ideal of justice, even though they were like, we're actually going to go disband them, but maybe she hasn't done that yet, so she's still holding on to that childlike thing there. And then Tsukihi's basically got everything figured out.
Is balanced.
Well,
right.
Tsukihi's only issue is that she put the thing on upside down,
Right.
so it's like, her thing is like, she's almost perfect.
Right.
She's got it.
Yeah.
And then Yotsuki, you never understood to begin with anyway, but now it's just like
Right. So
I don't know. It's just as spitballing ideas there.
Well, and one of the other things that I was kind of curious about with this episode when it started is how long would they spend in this mirror world? But given the fact that this is the end of Monogatari, we get it as a bonus. Yes, and Owari season 2 was the proper ending, but but this is still the last thing that we get. So that means it is quite important. And 6 episodes, which I'm guessing are going to be for this arc essentially for
yeah.
Araragi here.
Yeah, I could see it ending maybe in 4. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe, you know,
Maybe.
but
There's a lot of other characters he hasn't seen yet in the
exactly
in the mirror world.
And I'm very excited to see all of those inversions.
Oh my God, yes.
Like what are Hanakawa and Senjugahara gonna look like?
I'm just telling you, Senjugahara is probably gonna freak us out because
I feel like
would be
it's
inverted.
I don't know. I'm not sure if it will be based on like Araragi's perspective of sort of how he sees her, or if it'll be more based on like how he sees the ways that she needs to grow, or like I don't know. Yeah. But I'm very curious. And then like Tsuruga, you know, what's she gonna be like?
Tsuruga's just gonna be a man.
She's gonna be super serious. She's gonna be like in a business suit or something and be like,
I just wanna call it Tsuruga's gonna be a man. That's my guess, is that it's just gonna be just straight up.
And then Nadeko, like
Nadeko, whoa.
You know,
I have no idea.
Like maybe
okay,
that I'm actually really curious about Nadeko in particular, because I feel like her arc has been the most of sort of like one of acceptance, like compared to a lot of the other characters, because it's sort of the addressing her own feelings and facing what she really wants, you know, and hence the manga and all that stuff.
Is it more that she's acting in that growth? So you were actually seeing her doing the thing that she was...
right. She was finally stepping into that.
Gotcha.
But it was the beginning of a journey rather than like we didn't see much with Nadeko after she got to that point, right? With like Hanakawa, we got to see a lot more after the stuff in Shiro, right?
True.
So
that's a good point.
I'm curious how that'll go. And then of course, if we get to meet any of the other more adult characters like Kaiki or Gain or Meme,
Kaiki, oh my God,
that would be amazing.
Oh my God, I just realized I'm way more excited to see what Kaiki would be like than Senjo.
It would be wonderful.
Oh my God, I almost assume on some level though that this mini whatever this is cannot show us all the characters, because that would just be too much,
right? But at the same time, there's, you know, the conflict was, you know, firmly established in this episode, and we got to see quite a few characters in their mirror state or whatever, and the episode was fourth wall breaking enough and meta enough that I could see it being something where it's hey, while we're here, let's make sure that you see all the other characters.
Even though it doesn't make sense for you to see them, the show will acknowledge it by being like, oh, don't worry. We know that the anime doesn't have time for this kind of thing.
Like I would not be surprised at all, in the slightest, if Araragi's like, you know, but while I'm in this mirror dimension, I am kind of curious. You know what, like
Meme, what's going on with you?
Yeah,
what's going on with you? Araragi-kun. Yeah,
right. Did something good happen? Yeah, but so.
Man, all right. Yeah. Y'all, this is a cool, really random kind of start episode here for the final stretch of Monogatari episodes. So. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. Any level of support gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us and the community there about this show, about anime in general, and be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
Indeed. We stream Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Mondays podcast, Tuesdays One Piece dramatic manga readings, Wednesdays and Fridays Caleb does gaming.
Yep, I'm playing Hades right now.
And then Thursdays I do gaming, which is Persona 4 Golden at the moment.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.